Alright, so what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Ranger Flame, and welcome everyone to Boruto Naruto Next Generations episode 54. In today's episode, it is Sasuke and Boruto. If you know this part of the movie, we are getting to the part where Boruto wants Sasuke, to be his master or to be, his student. We get in today's episode of kind of Boruto learning the Rasengan, and it's pretty weird. We definitely get the next generations in this title. I'll talk about more, of that going throughout this review, but of course, I'll start from the very beginning. So, we get in this episode, which, kind of left off, with the movie, because, going into Boruto, this whole arc, it's going to be exactly like the movie, like I talked about in last week's review. And, it's going to add some parts here or there that, is part of the anime that wasn't part of the movie, that's not spoiled, or we kind of get it why they did it, throughout the movie. So we get, the first part of Sasuke being back. Yes, he is finally back. Everyone's all happy, joy. He's one of my all-time favorite Naruto characters, so it's good seeing him finally back after this long mission. That's still going to continue, even though he's going to only just be in the Hidden Leaf Village after the tuning exams. But, in this episode, we get a lot more of him going to Kaguya's palace, which was at the start of the movie, him meeting those two guys that are from the Utsutsuki clan, which we definitely see a long battle from him versus Kinshiki Utsutsuki. I hope I'm saying that right. So we get a little fight in the movie. We definitely get a long one, in the anime of kind of how it all went down, which is pretty cool. Definitely get to see Sasuke and his moves versus the Utsutsuki clan. We get a lot more info, like the scroll he gave Naruto, etc. like that. Wasn't really anything new. We've seen it before. The only kind of new part that we get in that, or like that part of the episode, was just a long battle versus Kinshiki. And so, after he returns, this is kind of a big thing. Like I said, the next generations right here, that we get him talking with Naruto and Shikamaru. In the movie, it was actually just him and Naruto talking, but Shikamaru was right there in the anime. I don't know, it kind of felt awkward just him being there. I kind of even didn't want Shikamaru to be there, even though Shikamaru is definitely a terrific good character. But we get the part, and this is a big part going into Next Generations right here, because we've seen Sasuke after he goes to, Naruto's house, because he needs to give this info to Naruto, that he finds, the Gen 1 clothes. If we watched, just Naruto, this is the clothes that he wore throughout, in that generation, I guess. So we see, Sasuke talk to him about that, and Naruto as well, saying that, Boruto has his brand new clothes. He's way out of our time. We're talking about of us being, the old generation. It doesn't matter anymore. But Sasuke puts a good point right here that, yes, this is a new generation. Technology has grown, in this universe of Naruto, but the soul of a shinobi will always stay the same. And we always get that throughout even just Naruto. No matter what, if you're generations ahead of anything else, look at the first Hokage, for example, compared to where we are right now, the soul of a shinobi will always be the same with the person. Even though time will change, people will change, your soul will still remain intact if you're becoming a ninja, which is a good thing that we see from Sasuke's kind of point of view, because we didn't really get Sasuke like that, throughout all of Naruto. He was always kind of that opposite guy, and it was always Naruto saying that. So that's kind of a really big change of what Sasuke's character actually is now, in this universe, which is, really cool for him to say. It's a really different saying, because, we're not used to saying, Sasuke ever saying stuff like that. But it's definitely, a good motive that, even though we're generations far ahead, it's always stuff that are going to be the same. So now we get to the part of Boruto wanting Sasuke to be his master. We get a little bit of what his teachings were. We get this part of the episode that, Boruto is learning the Rasengan. And we're getting to that point where, watching throughout this episode, it's a good thing for Konohamaru. Konohamaru is the one that's teaching the Rasengan to Boruto, which is Naruto's son. And it's generations ahead, because when we first watched ever Naruto before, looking at Konohamaru teaching Boruto the Rasengan, we've seen that in Naruto, that Jiraiya was the one that taught Naruto, and Naruto taught Konohamaru, and now Konohamaru is teaching Boruto. It's literally I would say if you look at the Hokage statues, it's just like that, but it's a trend for the Rasengan, which I found that as kind of a key in this episode, which is really, really cool. And it's definitely, like I said, next generations. This was still part of the movie. What really was kind of stupid to me, in my opinion, was because it took the Hokage, or I guess the fourth Hokage, 3 years to learn this jutsu. The steps are, you get a water balloon first. After you break that, go into flow of chakra, then it's a rubber ball next. And that's what we kind of get in this episode. And afterwards, you actually start to focus on the Rasengan. We've seen Boruto of, we get a little bit hints here or there of, them kind of learning the flow of chakra and to understand of how to use the Rasengan. And it's a different part of the anime. Like I said, the anime will have some parts here or there that are different from the movie. And when Boruto was being that good brother, babysitting his sister, baking her a cake, or I guess pancakes, because, hers got destroyed by Naruto using the shadow clone for their birthday, which he is still mad about and will never forgive his father. When he's mixing the ingredients all around, he starts to flow of chakra that way, and then he was able to break the water balloon, which I kind of find that a little bit stupid. But if you looked at how Naruto learned the Rasengan from Jiraiya back in the day, it's, kind of, I guess, the same similarity. Like I said, it's kind of dumb how he just mixed ingredients together, like making like a cake, and that's how he completed the first stage. And now we're going to learn more of him, doing the rubber ball. But it's also a different change, going into this anime, just because when he was mad, because he's at the stage now where, he can make a little Rasengan by himself. And it actually is a Rasengan, because when he showed Sasuke and after he threw it away because he was mad at himself, even though it's small and it disappears, after it disappears, if it lands on its target, it'll actually do damage. So it's technically a Rasengan, except it's small, and if you throw it, it just disappears, but it can hit the target. So technically, we actually seen Boruto, actually learn the Rasengan. It took the fourth Hokage 3 years to do, and this is, I think it was just weeks of training, if I do believe. I don't want to say months. I think it's actually weeks of training, and he completed the stage already, which, like I said, next generations, I guess people improve. And we get him using the scientific ninja tool in this, anime, this part of the scientist dude giving him it. It's kind of, a big thing going towards, this anime that, he kind of really wants to prove his dad, all throughout, this anime. Boruto always wants to impress his father, because Naruto is the Hokage. He looks after the village. He's kind of busy doing this and that. He's not paying attention to a lot with his family. So, we still get that, in this segment, that even though Boruto is really pissed at Naruto missing, Himawari's birthday, he still wants to show his dad. And he feels like if he uses his ninja tool to get stronger, but it's also a cheating aspect, that if he gets far and potentially if he even wins the training exams, he can get respect from his father. But we're going to see that more down the line, that you guys will see if you haven't watched the movie in the anime. So Boruto, is he just going to go to that small route, just to pretend that he's strong, or is he actually going to focus and become a great ninja? So my review of the new Boruto episode here today. I feel like with this episode, like I said, since I've seen it, I know this and this and that, I feel like I would just give it a 7 out of 10. I feel like this is where this episode should be paced. It was a good episode, it's definitely leading. Next episode, we're definitely going to see a lot more stuff. We've seen Killer B back. We've seen the tuning exams actually starting, which I'm excited about, because like I said, the anime is going to stir up a lot of stuff. So seeing all the students, or all the getting from all the villages come into the hidden leaf. We're gonna see, I guess, different stuff here or there that we didn't see in the movie. A lot more dialogue. We'll see Gaara, we saw him in the preview. We're gonna see his son come out. So it's definitely, I just hope they do the tuning exams here right, just because I feel like the tuning exam arc from the previous Naruto, back in Naruto, is still one of the best arcs ever, and hopefully that they could do that same thing here to Boruto. But either way, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys next week for another review of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. But much love, guys, and as always, have yourselves a fantastic day.